The Bakers Manifesto, as discovered beneath a loaf that refused to rise. The Bakers Manifesto. What follows is a collection of lessons, quietly unearthed in flour-dusted kitchens where hands learn as much from failure as from triumph. These are the convictions that have shaped the spirit of loaf code, whispered beneath crusts and sung in the gentle puff of fermentation. The Bakers Manifesto is not a rulebook, but a trail of breadcrumbs for those who choose to walk the spiral path of bread-making. Lesson 0. You are not smarter than the dough. The dough is alive, responsive to warmth, time, and touch. It follows its own logic, indifferent to your cleverness. Approach it not as a problem to solve, but as a companion in creation. Lesson 1. Mastery begins with humility. The greatest bakers are the first to admit how much they have yet to learn. Humility opens the mind, steadies the hands, and lets you hear what the dough has to say. Lesson 2. Failure is feedback, not a verdict. Every collapsed loaf, every gummy crumb carries a lesson. Failure is not the end, but the start of understanding. Gather what you learn and rise again. Lesson 3. The starter is a mirror. Your sourdough starter reflects your attention, patience, and care. Ignore it and it sulks. Tend it and it blooms. The starter becomes a daily reflection of the baker. Lesson 4. Perfection is a moving target. There is no final perfect loaf, only the next one better than before. The pursuit of perfection is a journey, not a destination. Lesson 5. Co-pilot is a partner, not a shortcut. Technology can guide, suggest, and illuminate, but bread still demands time, touch, and presence. Use your tools as partners, not as ways to bypass experience. Lesson 6. Tradition is a starting point, not a cage. Honor the old ways, but do not be bound by them. Innovation rises from the yeasty mix of respect and rebellion. Lesson 7. Sprouted grains are rebellious and worth it. They resist, they surprise, they reward. The effort to coax life from hard kernels brings depth and character to the loaf and the baker. Lesson 8. Blisters are earned, not engineered. The marks of the baker on bread and hands alike come from effort and repetition, not from shortcuts or tricks. Lesson 9. Fermentation is a metaphor for patience. Letting dough rise is learning to wait, to trust unseen transformations. In patience, flavor and character develop. Lesson 10. Fermentation is the secret ingredient. Time is the baker's truest ally. It leavens not just dough, but also wisdom and joy. Lesson 11. Feedback is a gift, not a threat. Accept the critiques of others and the messages of your own loaves. Growth comes from openness, not defensiveness. Lesson 12. The spiral is the path. Progress in baking and in life is circular, not straight. Lessons repeat, deepen, and return in new forms. Lesson 13. The quiet rise is enough. Not every loaf must be grand. Often it is the gentle, steady rise that carries the deepest satisfaction. Postscript from Copilot. Remember, you can't make the dough do what it's not ready to do. Conclusion. And so, beneath the crust of every failed loaf lies a manifesto waiting to be heard. These lessons are not commandments, they're crumbs. Follow them not to perfection, but to presence, to the quiet joy of flour on your hands, of time well spent, of stories told in steam and crust. The baker's path is not linear. It spirals, ferments, and rises in its own time. Trust it, tend it, and when the loaf finally speaks, listen.